Hi y'all, this is Sharon Dave Ghost Hunting Theories, and today's Vlog Friday. I promised that I would be pursuing more and more about the other realms, how they connect, how everything's united, a universal perspective I like to call it. We discussed in the last Friday's vlog about what heaven is like, and I put that in quotes because heaven is a subjective thing to everyone, but religion aside, the energy, the spirit, the memory, the consciousness of a person continues before, during, and after this physicality. In this discussion, I would like to talk a little bit about energies and how to recognize energies. And really, I don't know about other psychics. I haven't sat around and shot the breeze with a lot of psychics. I believe that it's kind of like going to school. School can sometimes ruin a really good artist because the teacher tells the person to do something a different way than what is intuitive. So I try not to get into too deep conversations with other psychics to see exactly what they're experiencing. But I have a feeling that if there's any out there that are listening, they might recognize some of the things I'm saying. Being psychic is tapping the universality, that sort of what some may say is the Akashic records. I think a good explanation of it is synesthesia. Synesthesia is a situation in which your senses are mixed up. Now, apparently, as young children, we are all synesthetic. Music has color, and numbers and letters might be associated with colors, or music might be associated with a scent, or in the case in which my synesthesia is spatial and time related, I store information outside my body, and days of the week, months and such are in a 3D grid around me instead of in a calendar in my head. So when you take out that perspective of what we're taught to see weeks, months as a calendar, as a weekly planner in a very flat two-dimensional way. I see it in a three-dimensional form. All information in the universe to me is kept in a three-dimensional form, not two-dimensional. So my learning in school and such, I had a genius level IQ, so it wasn't hard for me to learn, but the way in which I stored information was vastly different than how it was presented to me. So I had to sort of take what I was given into two-dimension, put it into a three-dimensional form. So what I'm going to discuss is how to recognize energies, and this is going to take a bit of synesthesia for you because I want you to sit down and I want you to think about a relative that's passed on, and I want you to consider, Uncle Harry. If Uncle Harry were a color, what color would he be? If Uncle Harry were a sound, what sound would he be? If Uncle Harry was a smell, what would he smell like? If you've ever listened to a song come on the radio that was a song from your childhood, you might get a sudden deja vu. You'll be thinking of chlorine and swimming pools and sunlight, and you'll just remember that song was out the summer that you spent at the swimming pool, trying to meet some cute girl or whatever. So we have this way of using synesthesia. We're not even aware that we're doing it, and that is how we recognize energies. We store them in the most unusual ways. My energy for my father was deep fjords, ancient knowledge, the color gray and navy blue, a deep resonating sound, the smell of salt water. These are the sorts of things that I associated with my father. And when I was at my childhood home, Aspen Grove, I went down into the basement to show my friend, oh, here was our basement, and over here was Dad's workbench. And when I rounded the corner to his workbench, I had a deja vu of fjords and gray and navy blue and the smell of the sea and deep resonating sounds, all these sorts of things that are the deja vu of my father's energy. I recognized my father's energy was there. And this is not a hard thing for us to do. People can, next time you meet up with somebody that you love, I want you to understand the energy that they have. As I said, I store information in a 3D grid around me. When you associate with people that you love or people that you're attached to, when you come in contact with them, there's a whole milieu, a whole grouping of feelings and colors and smells and sensations and even spatial relationships. Maybe when you think about your husband, you always feel him at your right shoulder. So these are the sorts of associations that I want you to start making, and they are synesthetic, as I said. They're not practical associations. They're not just memories. It is putting someone's essence into you, just like that song was able to bring back all these other scents and smells and sounds and sights and feelings that you had going to that swimming pool. This person also has captivated a whole host of synesthetic associations. Now you will henceforth know their energy when you come into it. So every now and then you might be out and about somewhere, and all of a sudden you smell green grass and the sun is shining, and you can't stop thinking about your brother. Why is that? That's his energy. You have recognized and associated his energy with these associations. So even if your brother's alive, you suddenly think of him. But your brother passes on. You run into these things, and you will have that deja vu of his energy. And it will be when you are not in those places. You won't be out in the grass in the sunshine. You'll be sitting at home at night, and suddenly all you can think of is fresh-cut grass and sunlight, and your brother's spirit is with you. So these are just some of the subtle ways that I want to teach you about synesthesia and its uses in understanding energies. I have a lot more to tell you, but this is going to be really long, so expect me to be making, as I said, a series of Friday vlogs about all the things that have to do with the spirit realm.